When I started building my mini Toys R Us in my living room, it was to be able to display much of my collection that were hidden away in storage boxes, dedicating a peg or more to a toy line and or a series like my Jack-specific WWE and WO series and Classic Superstar series, or the Real Ghostbusters Originals, Fright Features, and Monster series, or the underappreciated action figures from Star Trek by Playmates that won't break your wallet on the aftermarket. I only have 2 WWF Bendies mint on card. I couldn't dedicate a whole peg to them when I had so many other toy lines that I could fill a peg or two with. But the guys at the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast started producing Bendies action figures. I could start filling up pegs with these guys. So since I had an upcoming match against Chavo Guerrero Jr., I thought it'd be a great idea to get my first Major Bendy, unbox and review it. So instead of just unboxing this on my little studio at home, I thought, why not do the very first in-ring unboxing review?
Lenny Lane and Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Pepe, a handicap contest to start us off here on Saturday night.
Well, let's see how good these Major brothers send their packages. I guess their packages are pretty good. The way they packed it, I've been hitting at this for like 3 minutes and I still can't get it open. Even an atomic leg drop, can't get this thing open. Dang. No. Oh look, it's starting to crack. Oh, it's finally starting to open. And there we have it. It's Chavo Guerrero Jr. After unboxing and reviewing it, I will compare it next to the official WWF Bendies. But first, let's take a look at the packaging. Taking a look at the front from top to bottom, official, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast logo on one side, and on the other we got this great animated Chavo Guerrero Jr. bending Major Bendies. And with the nice clear bubble, we got a great view of the figure that you have purchased, and it looks like in the background there's a collectible card. At the bottom it says, not a toy, ages 18 and up. And on the back, again, official, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast logo on one side, Major Bendies on the other. Here's Chavo, and it looks like it's a card that you can cut out and collect. Next to it is another advertisement. Listen now, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, and then the website you can visit. Hey, if they want to advertise their stuff on their own product, let them. Before I continue, since I am going to be comparing this Chavo Guerrero to the official WWF figures and the packaging and everything, well, I just wanted to note that the packaging for the Chavo is loosely based on the WWF Bendies, but the background to it is loosely based on the Toy Biz Bend and Flex wrestlers. I guess the packaging was meant for you to just easily unbox it and box it again, but I don't want to do that because tonight I'm gonna beat the crap out of Chavo. So right now it's all about practice.
We're in here talking about practice.
We talking about practice?
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game.
Chavo?
Not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice.
See? That's how easy it is. Porque yo soy el chingón, yo soy Héctor el Chido Canales. Now that I beat the crap out of it, I'm gonna smell it. It smells really, really bad. I think it's that horse. Sorry, Pepe, I have to talk smack about you, because you're friends with this fool. let's take a closer look at everything this major bendy comes with. After the match, Chavo was kind enough to sign this bubble for me. And as you saw, it's meant to be easily resealable once you want to put your figure back in there. And if you wish, you can hang it back up with the rest of your toys. He also comes with a trading card, a nice animated Chavo with Pepe, and on the back you have Chavo Guerrero's signature. I asked Chavo if this was his real signature, and he said yes, but I am not sure he understood what I was asking. Like, I was asking, did he sign this? Because it looks just like this, which is on the back of the card. Although it looks very similar to this, I don't want to start trying to rub this off just in case it actually is his actual signature and not just some photocopy. And of course, the card back, all beat up. And thankfully he comes with this card and you don't have to cut this out. And now, not a toy. My first impression of this is it looks badass. It looks like Chavo. Honestly, it looks a lot better than a lot of the original Bendies look, because a lot of these Bendies didn't look like the wrestler they were supposed to be representing. They were supposed to be made for. And if you don't know who he is, well, here's Chavo. The printing on it is perfect. Oh man, Pepe looks astounding, and it looks like he could be removable. I don't want to mess with it too much. I'll mess with it later and see if I can remove it, but his attire is spot on. The boots with the socks peeking out through the top, everything looks amazing. Oh, he's got his signature on his leg. We'll see how the original figures had signatures on their backs. I could tell the Major brothers are not just fans, but they truly loved the Bendy line. Just that face, he looks nuts. I didn't grow up liking these. I saw them on the pegs and I passed on because the Bendies, they reminded me of the Pink Panther Bendies. I wanted an action figure, but these here are not toys, they're Bendies. This reminds me of the 1, 2, 3 Bendy, which to me is probably the best original Bendy. This looks badass, it looks perfect. Plus adding Pepe to it, let's check out the posability. He's not really that posable. I mean, you'll bend the legs and they start going back. Now he's standing up a little straighter. Let's make him do the splits. And his legs don't stay like that. They want to go back. It's mostly the plastic. The wire inside just is not strong enough to hold a certain pose you want them to hold. See, now let's try to free Pepe, because this does not look like it's the same. No, it's not from the same mold. Pepe is separate from this mold. He does remind me of the Al Snow Bendy, which came with the head over his head. Pepe is not molded onto his hand. There we go, you see? If I twist it just a little more, Pepe would come off. I don't want to ruin this Bendy. I'm really liking this Bendy. Why not compare not just the figure, but the card back? Height-wise, well, the Bendies were never accurate. This is not accurate, as Chavo's just a little shorter than Sean Waltman. But the feel of it, this feels a little sticky, whereas Chavo doesn't feel sticky. It might be the age, a little sticky, whereas this feels nice and smooth. Oh, look at that. His armpit's already tearing. His crotch is already tearing. And he's got a bit more posability. Chavo's arms are a little thicker, so he doesn't have as much posability. I have cats in my house. This guy right here won't collect cat hair on him. This guy right here, because he's sticky, he's gonna collect cat hair on his body. The likenesses on both faces are pretty good, I think, but I really like 1, 2, 3 Kids likeness. Even though it doesn't really look like Sean Waltman, there's something about it that looks nicer, more cartoonish, whereas this looks more Looney Tune-ish. I mentioned the signature on the back of this leg a little earlier. On every original figure, 1-2-3 Kid, it's got it right on his back. Kane, Goldust, Shawn Michaels, and Ahmed Johnson, they also all have it on the back. So I don't understand why they didn't put it on Chavo's back, especially because there's a lot of real estate right there. Before I compare the packaging to the original WWF packaging, I have to mention that I have an exclusive Major Bendy. The regular Series 5 release had different style card back featuring the other figures in this series that you can collect, and the figure comes with different attire. Let's take a look at the card back now. The original, you would have to cut out the card. The Major Brothers made it nice for collectors where it comes with a collector card instead of having to damage the card back in order to get that card. And this one, it feels like it's already kind of pre-cut, so it'd be easier to just take it out. The same simple effects on the card back. You got the logo on one side, an animated wrestler on the other, bending the Bendums. Bendable, posable, collectible. That's pretty nice. They copied that. Ages 5 and up. This is ages 18 and up. Just toys, and this is exclusive. I don't think it'll be too fair for me to compare both card backs, as well the Major Bendy's one is an exclusive and the WWF one is so much better with all the figures on the back, and this one, well, it doesn't have much, but it does say, "Here's Chavo." And they got their advertisement for their magazine. They got their advertisement for their podcast. The card back is styled after the 1999 Toy Biz Bend and Flex wrestlers, which is fantastic. I thought that was amazing once I realized it. I'm just glad that the Major Brothers didn't copy the whole black and white back of the card, because this looks like dollar store stuff. My final thoughts: very well made, wonderful callbacks, packaging figure that don't feel like knockoffs. It seems to fit in with the originals, but not perfectly. Now, the Bendums were never my thing, but if they were yours, what do you think by just looking at this lineup? This was the only one I was gonna get. But now I'm on the fence as I see that they have two versions of the Macho Man. Who knows, maybe I'll free up a peg just for some Bendies, as these Major Bendies fit perfect with the original ones. Don't forget to check out my tag match against Chavo Guerrero Jr. I really do hope you enjoyed this, and I really appreciate your support. Don't send me any money. I don't have any Patreon, so if you could, please just hit that like, hit that subscribe, and maybe share. If you can check out, maybe click this video, or maybe even click whatever that is right here. What is that? How did it get here? Bye!